And we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. He's Andy Billman. I'm Jared Watson, and this podcast is brought to you by Waiting for Next Year. Check them out. Original Cleveland sports reporting at waitingfornextyear.com. Also, soon to be announced with Evergreen Podcasts. It is over. It is over. The Browns are in the playoffs. What a start to 2021, baby. Coming in hot as the Browns are in the playoffs. Buckeyes roll Clemson and Dabo Sweeney. Oh, don't you feel so bad? And even the Cavs are coming in with an impressive victory in Atlanta. They're 4-2 right now, taking on the 4-2. Who are they taking on? They taking on Orlando? Is that who they're playing? 4-2. Both of them 4-2 tonight. Yeah,
4-2. Battle for second place in the East.
Unbelievable! What the hell is going on? Cats and dogs living together. No, we won't go that far. I don't think it's that good yet. I think there's plenty to still complain about that carried over from 2020. But for us Browns fans, I cannot believe this. Andy and I both lost our minds yesterday. They won. They are in the playoffs. Cue the horns. The Browns are heading to Pittsburgh Sunday night in prime time. Go Browns. Here we go.
So today I've been busy working as everybody else does. And it was so exciting yesterday, but to be honest, I'm going to dive in. I did not get hit by this until about an hour or two ago. I started rewatching a lot of the videos. A lot of them was on official Cleveland Sports, and a lot of them were on other media sites. I am not a crier. I actually did start to cry.
Oh, this is emotional.
Because it was.
I was worried because you weren't coming in hot. You weren't coming in hyped.
I don't realize how much. We are all fans. There's bigger things in life. We all know that. We all say that as we come into the cauldron that is the Browns. But it did not hit me. Like yesterday was just such a shocking high. It was more relief. It was more excitement. It's just so exciting to see the joy and to see people just experience the moment. I mean, I was excited. I was fired up. I still am, but it hit me very differently in the last couple of hours. Because I wanted to, like I said, today I had one of those days where I had to get working at 7. I didn't really stop till 3. So I just was been busy. So I finally got a chance to wind down and get ready for the podcast. I go, I want to watch some videos. I want to listen to people. I want to hear what they had to say. And that's where it really got me. On this show, we really try to do a lot of on the field, off the field, X's and O's, behind the scenes and quotes. I think today's is one of those days where we all just got to kind of say the similar thing. We all needed this. I never cry. I just don't. I'm not a crier. I cried after my kids were born, and that's about it. And I did today just because I did not realize how much it meant for us to win that game yesterday. It just meant a lot. It meant to all of us out there. It really, I was watching these kids. I was watching this dad, and this dad really got to me the most. And he felt like I did, where it's like, oh my God, it's actually happening. And I am cheered up, Manny Blasdell. Thank you. You're a sweet man. I'm good. Today was cathartic because I had not really, really thought about it in those terms where it's like, I was excited. You'll hear this all week. I am so excited about Sunday. The script has flipped. Sunday is so exciting. I was dreading this Sunday, to be honest with you, because it was nerve-wracking. I was looking forward to the game, but I was nervous. This week, it's more like, can't wait to play the Steelers. That doesn't mean we're going to win, but I can't wait to play the Steelers. But I just want to hit on this note. I loved these videos. A lot of them are on official Cleveland Sports. I would suggest watching it.
At official Cleveland Sports on Instagram. At official Cleveland Sports. Yeah, if you go into the the story, if you follow their story, there's like 40 of them, 40 different reaction videos from fans reacting to the win, running around all over the yard, screaming, yelling, loving it with their kids, all that good stuff. And by the way, Manny, you were talking about Manny a minute ago. He's checking in on Facebook. That's what he was doing. Checking in on Facebook and saying, look, it's emotional, Andy. We know it. Cheer up though, brother. Believe land.
No, it will be.
We're there. No, I know.
No. Let me finish my thing. Hold on.
Yeah.
I will be, but I had to just come in because I didn't think I was going to feel this way 2 hours ago. And then when I started watching all the videos and I started going through everything, it hit me very differently. In fact, my sons and I are going to hang out tonight later on to watch the first half of the Cavs game. He's got to go to bed. And the thing I'm just going to remind him is like, we really do need to take in what happened.
Mm-hmm.
That was a toilet flush of things we needed. Marissa McCool, thank you so much for those kind words too on Facebook. It means a lot. So happy to share the season with you guys, Marissa McCool on Facebook, especially after a letter I wrote, which was a very, very sweet letter. The burning ceiling in June. You can call us pod dads, whatever you want, anytime, Marissa. It means a lot that you say that. I'm going to get more excited, I promise, but I was not expecting to feel this way, and it just kind of came over me the last hour because I just saw all these dads and all these mothers and all these grandmothers and all these fathers, and I saw a woman just shaking, crying in the stadium, and it just started to get to me. It's like, oh my, it has been hard, and there's a lot of other things out there, but I just think we go through so much, and there's a lot of things, and it's time to roll on after this podcast. I do want to take and sit the moment. It really is, I think, today. That meant a lot. I don't think it's easy to put into words other than watching people's emotions. And again, just watching this old man with his family really got to me. And then there's another woman. There's a moment with a woman in the stands who just started crying uncontrollably. And Jared really, I don't know, it just really hit me. It just really, really hit me in the last hour. Like, wow, we needed this. It's really great. And everybody's a Browns fan out there should really, feel good. It's just so fucking good to be back in the playoffs, to beat the Steelers the way it happened, and just to get back in. Anyways, I don't have any poetic stuff, but it just hit me hard today. Really in a good way, like positive way. Just
I get it, Andy. Before the game started, I had a weird feeling, and I tagged Ernest, I tagged Eric Metcalf, I tagged Bernie, and I just said, look, this reminds me of when I was 5 years old. This reminds me of when I was 6 years old. This reminds me of my childhood. Andy and I both are old enough that we were able to experience the Browns when they were good.
My first season when I was a child was the drive year. It was 86, 87. Yeah.
Same. It was the first year that is locked in my memory of, oh, I'm a Browns fan. Like that. I mean, like that's where my memories begin when it starts with the Browns. It starts with Bernie Kosar, with that group of guys, and with that game always etched in my memory. Then for us, and I think it is a little bit different. For those of us who are old enough to have experienced when the Browns are good, it's a little bit different for us than it is for those who only experienced the Browns after 99 and them always being perennial losers. I don't know. I'm not having, it's not like I'm talking about having a pissing contest. It's not like, I think we had it worse or we had it better. I just know that there is a little bit something different that we feel because we knew what this organization was capable of. We knew what the history of this organization is. We're not the dummies that walk around going, what is the Browns? What is that even? Like, no, we get the history. This team is named after one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time, in Paul Brown. So if you don't get that, if you don't understand that, then of course you make your jokes. You talk about the mistake on the lake, the factory of sadness, all of those things. And you know what? The Browns earned it over the past 20 years because they were terrible. But I loved after that game when the Browns social media folks, it's like they took a cue from the Cleveland Baseball Club and they just put out their factory of happiness. I thought it was so perfect.
Yeah, it just
damn right. Unbelievable. Yeah. Andy, we've waited a long time. You and I have done this show for 2 years now. 2.5? Are we at 2.5 years now? I don't know how many nearly almost 150 episodes. We've been doing this show for a long time, and we don't do it for money. I'll tell you that right now. We don't do it for money. We do it for the love of these fucking teams.
It's just a cathartic way to get through. And again, like I'm usually very uppity. I'm not a crier. I bawled an hour ago because I just started. It hit me like everything. Like when I was growing up, I was trying to explain. Like we went to playoffs every year. It was Kosar and the gang. Like we're there. See what time's the kickoff, and just to go through. It's just been a lot. We won't relive it. But yesterday, with Baker Mayfield on 3rd and 2 sliding into a first down, that slided away a lot of pain for me. and it did not hit
Well,
me.
how about that block?
No.
Knocked all that pain. That Kareem Hunt block that led.
Yeah, it just.
I watched that over and over again, and you hear Kareem hit on that block,
Wow.
opening that lane up for Baker. Unreal.
Well, I mean, clearly he's a University of Toledo guy. I don't know who else went there, but I heard they're very intelligent people. All right, now see, I'm back, Manny Blasio. I'm back. All right, Isaac Mollahan, what a great win. It was a great win.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to get emotional today, and it hit me in the last hour. So now, okay, look, this had to happen. We've been saying this for a week. It's glad that it came. There's some nickel and dime things in this game, but I want to hit before we get into some stuff.
Yeah.
This was what the doctor ordered. The team was a little tight yesterday. I thought Chubb and Mayfield were the leaders by far. You definitely saw some tightness. But I just want to make this one clear point too. For Stefanski and for Baker to go through all these things in the past week where they only practiced really once. And was that even really a practice day? Probably not. For this team to have 8 days of straight COVID hell where it's been checking list. Who's going on today? What's going on? People need to keep in motion today. Just one thing I'll reference is like, this has been 8 days of hell.
Yeah, it's not easy to quantify. It's not easy to quantify because none of us have been, or most of us, probably none of us have been in that situation where you don't know. I mean, you don't know what's going to hit you next. This team has had to adapt and overcome repeatedly throughout the past 2 weeks. They have had to face adversity. You can tell their offensive line that you tell with Joel Bitonio, they need the practice so they can get their timing back down. Their timing's off. The offensive line looked good overall, though. I mean, they rushed for almost 200 yards total. If you're counting Baker's runs too, they rushed for almost 200 yards.
Baker's, yes. So I want to get to the Manny Blasel comment, and usually I'm on the same plane, Manny.
I
be honest. Be honest. That last play, out on your toes. I actually say this, Manny. That was a time though where that was the right call, and here's why. It wasn't a quarterback sneak, and it was a design play to get Baker out of the pocket and to get him moving and mobile. When Baker's running into the line or running into tackles, I don't like that Baker. Baker yesterday running around the field was the breaker that you need in these games. It actually was the closest thing you'll ever see to him with Wilson, where he ran because that was the play to do on that moment. He won this game with his legs. Those kind of running plays don't bother me from Baker because he's trying to get yards and he's attacking the field appropriately. When you see a guy like that running into the line, I get nervous. Now, he, at times this year, has flailed with the ball a little bit. Absolutely. Yesterday, I thought every time he ran, I thought it was a perfect call. With Baker, when the coverage wasn't there and he ran for that long run down the sideline, I thought that was the right call.
Well, that's the Baker running that I've wanted to see a few extra times this season. I thought that there were times where the play was not there and he tried to either extend it or he threw the ball out of bounds when he could have ran the ball.
I thought
he's done that, but you know what? He did it Sunday like he was supposed to.
I thought yesterday was what you just said is right. I just thought every time he ran, it's like, that's what I would have done. Yes, exactly.
That's right. Now, quarterback got it. I gotcha. That makes me nervous, right?
And here's the thing, other two, for Manny and other people are debating it. Stefanski also did that to give this kid as much confidence as possible rolling into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And as my partner just said, Kareem Hunt out there made the perfect block. You could tell they had practiced that play all year, and they ran to OT. Now, you can't run that play time and time again, and that's the first time they ran it all year. So whatever. Just remember, in certain spots and certain moments of sports, you go to these things because that can also not just carry you, it carries you to the next game. That play, don't be surprised that carries Baker into the next game emotionally. Here's the great thing. I think all this flips starting on Sunday night. I think the Browns have house money. They do. They have house money. Go out there, play loose.
Yeah,
have fun.
Let's dive into that a little in a second here. I want to bring up Russell Pavlov, who's watching on the watch party. So his comment isn't showing up in the feed. He's watching on the watch party on Facebook, and he's just given us a shout out. And I'm going to give him a shout out. Russ, your Golden Strings Radio, all that good stuff you do, brother. Class of '99 graduate, Struthers, Ohio. Glad you're tuning in. Glad you're watching. he's excited for this game coming up, and he's also fired up for that Buckeyes game to follow. So, and I got to mention that it's great because we both, we love our Browns, we love our Buckeyes, and my birthday is Monday. And so it's going to be a special 48 hours. And so we're talking about playing with house money. We're talking about the fact that the Browns can just go out there and play loose. And the Browns didn't really open up. I mean, they looked loose. You thought they were going to play loose because they got started hot in this game, but then they tightened up over time. Okay, you don't got to do any of that stuff. You got nothing to lose. Nobody expects you to win. Nobody is going to pick you. You are going to be, they might be, I don't know, what's the line? Is there a line out yet?
3.5.
Only 3.5.
It's pretty low.
Well, that might have something to do with the fact that it really looked like Mason Rudolph could throw the long ball much better and much more efficiently than Ben.
All right, now let's get into the game.
Let's be real about that.
When I came here after the draft, something that really annoyed me is it's like, fuck, Steelers drafted Claypool.
Mm-hmm.
That kid can play.
I know.
He is a winner. Notre Dame never used him
coming down with the ball.
Notre Dame never used him appropriately. That kid can play. He is an absolute stud. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to get on, which they got away with. It's fine. Nick Chubb needs to be playing more on Sunday night.
What did I tell you?
I did not like how he was on the sideline during this game at times. I thought that took momentum out of this game. It was a mistake to me. I know what Coach said after the game. I know what Jared said after the game.
Coach said everything I thought he was going to say. I was right. I knew it. I knew that was the reason.
That was the incorrect call.
Because I get it. I think he trusted this team to win this game no matter what.
Well, he got in there with the skin of his fucking teeth. And you know what? You won the game. So what the fuck do I know? But look,
shoes and hand grenades, brother.
Coach, give the ball a fucking 24.
They're going to.
No. I don't want to see him. He did a great modeling job with his jacket. He's going to.
I'm telling you, he's going to. He's got to
be playing a lot. We love you, Coach. We got to see Chubb.
Maybe we got to see Chubb and Hunt both on the field. Maybe Janovich out on the field. Maybe let's do it all. Let's just put them all out there.
Put them all on the fucking field.
Why the fuck don't they do? Maybe he's saving it all for the playoffs. I don't know.
More Chubb. Chubb scoring that touchdown set the tone in this game. He was ready to win, and then you take him off the next series. Oh my God. This is where analytics drives me crazy. This is such an analytical playing game where it's like, okay, now it's time to put in Kareem Hunt. Oh no. And I love Stefanski and he's our coach. And it's great, but that is they got away with it. You can't tell me differently. Hey, look, it worked out. He only ran 14 times. Let's get him the ball. We need to stop with the crisscross applesauce with these two. If you're going to throw the ball to one of your backs, throw the ball to Hunt. Because they threw to Chubb once, and I was like, "What are you doing?" It's not, throw to Hunt. Hunt's basically he's a slot receiver. Just throw to Hunt. Just do it. He's good at it. EJ, yes, and that's what Coach said after the game. EJ on Facebook. I think they didn't run Chubb, so Schittsburg didn't prepare for him next week, and that's what he admitted to today and admitted after the game. And I all I'm saying is, you got out of there with your. I mean, look. Now let's talk about the game. That was razor thin. By the way,
were you ever worried that they were going to lose that game, though?
When Carlson fucking did the splits, you can't tell me you were feeling good. When Carlson did the splits on the onside kick and the ball, it looked like he was shitting out a turd instead of getting the.
In all honesty, you want to know the honest to God truth of what I was doing at that moment? I was already celebrating that they were winning. I was already celebrating the win. I had made a decision that was it. They won. I didn't care. I knew there was no way. No way they're getting the ball. No way they're not. I'm just saying.
I got up from my chair. My son goes, "Did the Steelers get the ball?" I'm like, I don't know. No. And I just sat there and I couldn't breathe.
They didn't get the ball.
The other thing in this game that I want to give credit to, that kid Jackson. Look, he's not the best. For a kid to come off the streets as a cornerback to play in that kind of game, I thought he gave it everything he had and more. I thought Jackson, look, he didn't play great. He didn't play spectacular. I thought he did the best he could, and I applauded his effort. And that to knock away that 2-point conversion was great. Look, he didn't knock it away, but the ball was overthrown. But he was in position to make a play in case it came to him. I just love Jackson's effort in this game. Yeah. That kid rang the bell, was in there and ready to go, and I love that stuff. And the other guy, too, I just love seeing the guts of this team of Landry, too. Landry had a big game quietly. He got that touchdown. He caught a bunch of balls. Don't know if I'd be spinning the ball to get a flag. I would ease up on that shit. But okay, other than that.
Well, Landry is good for getting one of those every couple of weeks. So, I mean, I get it. I'm with you.
I like this video after the game of Kobe Bryant saying we're not done and we have more to go. I like that. But Landry spinning the ball. But, he played a great game. But, again, I thought Chubb set the tone. He was the best player in the field, and Mayfield was a close second. And it wasn't through his arm. I thought his legs really won this game.
Well,
I think he ran them big plays. It did.
I know that there were a couple of guys, maybe it was Larry Ogunjobi, I can't remember, who was talking about Phillips at linebacker too, and that he
did.
He filled that hole better than expected, and I think did he lead the team in tackles with like 10 or something like that too?
Carl Joseph too, boy.
Carl Joseph.
Phillips and Carl Joseph. Really
Phillips. Well. Yeah, Phillips had 8 tackles and 2 assists. Yeah, Phillips led the team. And Ronnie Harrison played every snap too. Did you know that?
Great.
Safety Harrison was there.
He was great. There was Joseph, Phillips, and I know he's out for the season and it stinks. Olivier Vernon, God, that guy played well.
He did.
Claiborne showed up. I saw Claiborne a couple times. It's good to see.
Well, Claiborne and Gustin, they're going to have to really step their game up because
we're going to be playing.
Look. It was very simple. They doubled up on Miles all day. That's what they did.
Sometimes triple. Manny Blasno on Facebook. It literally gave me goosebumps when you see Baker's emotionally is. I agree. I thought Baker totally got the moment. He totally understood everything. His comments after the game were great about, from Sipe to Kosar. Look, again, I knew in the moment. I was very excited. I was thrilled. I'm still excited. Today's where I got the deeper meaning into what this meant for me and what it meant for all Browns fans. And that's why I think this Sunday is so clear. It's like, hey, this is one just enjoy it. It's a big game. I'm glad it's on primetime, actually. Let's roll the dice.
Night, you get all the risk you want. You're right there under the bright lights. Let's just do it, brother.
Roll it out there.
Let's do it.
Roll it out there. Damn Monas. It is pretty clear that Stefanski doesn't trust this kicker.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
yes, Dan.
Am I crazy? I didn't even blink. I go, he's got to go for him 4th and 7. No way.
They were too. Yeah, it was. What would have been a 45
49.
Yeah, you're not kicking there. You're not kicking. You can go for a better throw. Would have had it. That was on Baker. Baker threw right into the dirt. What are you going to do? Should have converted. But yeah, when it comes down to it, Dan, does anyone trust him? Although I know Stefanski says, I have a lot of trust in my kicker. He literally said that, 24 hours prior to doing that? He trusts his kicker from 35 and in. We'll leave it at that.
That was the right call. Yesterday was the right call. By the way, you got to go for it.
Manny, they can't kick. Gillen can't do it. We watched Gillen kick a duck from deep the week prior.
No. He's good at hammering.
It's not going to work.
He had a good day.
Now, if you want to put him in, if you want to put the Scottish Hammer in at linebacker where we're running thin, let's go for it. He's a rugby star. Let's do it.
Yeah,
he'll make a tackle or two.
Yeah, but I really thought in this game, team played tight. Team also looked like a team that again, it's hard. This is another outlier game for me. This has been 8 days of just screw. I mean, the one thing this game. It's why it's hard for me to break it down, X's and O's. They haven't practiced. Once for a half day on a Wednesday?
I know.
Whenever it was Thursday?
I know.
I mean, they haven't even practiced. I don't know. I just think sometimes we really gotta say, well, look, what are the circumstances? The Browns have had so many circumstances that are just crazy. That's why it was so cathartic. Because if we all rewind to Friday on this show, I said it. I laughed. Jets, take out the garbage and just wave it out.
And then
since Saturday afternoon, it's been hell. It's been hard. You could feel it. You can feel the tension when we've been talking on the show. It's been hard. It's been grinding. So let's be fair. Do you think it's been grinding for us? Can you imagine what it's been like in Berea, Ohio? What a relief to win that game. What a relief.
And that's another reason why we're so happy to have this nice long break, if you can call it that. The Browns need it badly.
They need every hour, every minute.
Every hour, all the way until 8:15 kickoff Sunday night to get their shit in order. And let's just again, we genuinely have to bring this up, Andy, because the NFL is not going to care. This game is going to be played as scheduled, period. So, and it doesn't matter who you got to field, who you got to put out there. So let's just hope. And I think they've done it. I hope they're over this little outbreak, but you cannot have any more issues with COVID. The Browns made a move today, too, picking up a kid from the Bengals to play corner. He was on their practice squad. That brings up more questions regarding whether Denzel Ward is going to be ready and other stuff going on with that secondary. Andy, I don't know how you feel about that, but
let's go through the list. Let's go through the things we know. So we should hit this again. Olivier Vernon ruptured his Achilles and will have surgery.
Awful.
So he's out for the year. I want to hit on this quickly because this is more for next year, but I do want to give it, something here. This really was a moment where he had played so well in the second half. He had done such a good job coming back from a bye week and really played up. And a time where he wasn't playing great.
And Stefanski really cheered about his leadership in the locker room.
Yeah, and I feel bad for Vernon. It absolutely stinks. And for him to go into a contract year with that hurts. I just hope the best for him. He showed a lot of guts this last. He showed a lot.
I keep him in Cleveland, maybe.
I would think about it.
I really would. If he's a locker room guy.
I would.
And the way that he's improved over time with this team.
I would think about it.
Yeah.
I would think about it. Donovan Peoples-Jones has a concussion. It's confirmed he's in protocol. If you watch him on Twitter and everything else, he seems to be doing okay, but I know that doesn't mean much. But he definitely is in good spirits, so we'll see about Peoples-Jones. I do think you don't have to have him, obviously, but it'd be great to have him. He's been playing well lately.
He's been playing great, and look, you're running thin. Hodge is great. Yeah. Hodge picked up where Peoples-Jones left off.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, will the Browns be able to survive without him? Sure. Does it give you a little more flexibility and some more options with them there? Absolutely. So let's and again, he tweeted out during the game in the second half, "I'm good. Let's win this."
Yep.
So he commented. He was ready to go. He was watching the game afterwards. Yeah. The other stuff, we're still waiting on some of these answers, correct?
Sendejo and Goodson's about days. I mean, Goodson especially. Goodson should be, if he's feeling good, he's obviously out of COVID world because, I think it's even technically today or tomorrow will be his 10th day. Sendejo's a little bit later, but again, those are two guys. I mean, those two guys are close if they're feeling good. You got to think Harrison Bryant's in a similar path. Then you get to Denzel Ward and Malcolm Smith. They're both, from what everybody's been saying, it's right on that cusp. It's right on that edge. So we'll see. I do think the math's against Kevin Johnson just because of days. He came out latest, so we'll have to see and wait. Again, though, guys we
don't know what their symptoms are.
Again,
because I can tell you. I mean, look, Miles is doing a lot better than he was, but Miles, where was Miles? I mean, Miles had a few plays, I guess. He just couldn't get to the quarterback because they were doubling and tripling him. So
Miles, because of has just not been the same since he came back from COVID, and a lot of that has to do because of his health. He's just not
coughing fits 4 games after games.
He did not look any better.
Breathing treatments, those steroids.
I mean, we need him, and he's a big part of this team. But he looked winded again yesterday, to be honest.
Buterol is his friend at the moment.
Yeah, I know. So hopefully he's feeling better. I was happy for him. Happy for Batonio. My gosh, that guy hopped off outside. It's a lot yesterday. But I was happy for him yesterday. It was good to see him get the win. It was good to see. I mean, again, all those kind of things. Good to see. Something else that happened in this game, too, that you referenced, but I'll hit it with this. That interception made was a big play. The hit on Peoples-Jones should have been an illegal hit. He led with his helmet. The guy for the Steelers led with his crown, hit the guy in the back. Should have been a penalty. It was not. Whatever. Life goes on. Yada, yada, yada. Here's what I will say, though. Easily could have been a penalty on hitting Mason Rudolph in the face. They don't get away with it. So those calls did equal out.
They offset, except for the fact that Peoples-Jones has a concussion, but that's why those hits are frowned upon so much. I had to listen to someone in Cleveland sports talk radio world today explain it away by saying that that the college football cares more about it with wide receivers than the NFL, and that it really wasn't that bad of a. I couldn't didisagree more.
I do not
could not disagree more with that individual who said that.
And by the way, that Pittsburgh Steelers guy is lucky he's okay, because the way he led with
Pittsburgh, I mean, he still might get a fine.
Well, I mean, again, I don't want to go too much into it. It was what it was. It all equaled out. I hope Peoples-Jones okay. That was a huge interception in this game. The Landry touchdown obviously was big, but to watch him run around, he made a presence in this game. It was really felt. The only thing again in this game that I have to say one more time, Chubb next week on Sunday night has to play more. Has to play more. Sorry. I don't got to be on the field more. If he's only out there for similar amount of plays next week, I'm going to lose my shit.
He's going to be out there more. Coach said he's going to be out there more. He's going to be out there more.
Just want to see it.
A lot of this was to build up confidence with Baker. He'll be out there.
All good and done. Got to win the games now. Got to win this game. Got to win that last Sunday. But anyways, I thought for what it's worth, again, the emotion of this, seeing all the videos, I would suggest anybody watch it. It was so cool. It's so great to be alive to be a Browns fan. It's great to be a Browns fan. And it's just good to see the Browns winning again like this, being in the driver's seat. And, honestly, like, look, it's exciting when you get to play the Steelers again in an atmosphere. Let's take COVID for the advantages too. Half empty to empty stadium. There won't be as much electricity. You're not going to see those dumb yellow towels waving around.
Stupid.
It takes a lot of pressure off this game.
I was looking at tickets, Andy.
How much are they?
Anywhere from $5.50 to like $7, $8, $9 a piece.
Yeah.
I want to do it so bad.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm renovating a house.
Well, let's Manny Blasdale. Let's sign Ocho Cinco to kick. I agree. The Parkey days are here again. Meaning, I understood. I guess I got to say this. I understood why Stefanski went for 4th and 7. I would have done the same damn thing.
You know what? Yeah, we got to bring this up. When Manny, thanks for highlighting. Oh, you're jumping over to EJ. My bad. I was paying more attention to the Njoku touchdown. How did I miss that during the game? I don't know. Maybe it's because I was smoking wings and cooking while I was watching too. At some moments during the game, but that Njoku.
Hooper?
No, it was Njoku. His feet were down. It was Njoku. Njoku shared it after the game. He shared the photo.
Oh, that's right.
His feet were down. It was a touchdown.
That's right.
And nobody reviewed it. And I don't know why or what. I don't know how the hell that happened or how I missed it. Don't know how.
Yesterday's game was one of those games like I just kept saying, where's the clock? Where's the clock?
Yeah.
Where's the clock?
Yeah.
Where's the clock? There's a clock. Where's the clock? Cameron, how many more first downs do we need? I think 2 more. Seen 2 more. Fuck, Baker took a sack. Fuck. Just like it was just one of those games. I'm like, clock.
I just wasn't that worried. I
Boy,
knew they were going to do it.
Boy,
now this coming week, this Sunday.
See, I won't be as nervous.
Boy, it's a coin flip.
It's right there. That's why the game's 3.5 because they give 3 to the home team automatically. How about the sportsmanship between him and Rudolph referencing Garrett? EJ Scalata on Facebook. I actually thought that was a good moment for Garrett because he needs to put that moment behind him, and that's a cathartic moment for Garrett as well.
Not only did Miles go over to him and tell him he had a good game, Mason Rudolph retweeted the photo of those two talking to each other on the field and said something like onward and upward and doing well. Basically, it's over with. And that's where they're at. It does surprise me a little bit because of the allegations that were made regarding why Miles swung the helmet, the words that were said. It does surprise me that they were able to do that. That's I don't know what to read into it. I don't know whether to read into it one way or the other, whether Miles was embellishing on the fact that maybe it wasn't as bad, because I just don't. It just surprised me that he made the effort to go over to him and tell him good game. That surprised me.
Here's
because he needs to put that moment one way or another.
What are you doing? You got stuff all over the place. Turn your volume.
You know what I love about phones? You're trying to look up information to quote a show. All right, now I'm back. All right, so look, here's the thing. In these kind of games, there's moments, because again the Browns did play tight, and as the game went on, it got tighter and tighter, and that's why I would have put Chubb. Chubb did not look tight. Chubb looked like he was ready to go, and so did Mayfield. I thought Mayfield, Landry too. Landry, Mayfield, and Chubb looked ready to go. They were going to run through a brick wall to win that game. They were not going to lose that game.
Dan Monis on Facebook. I feel pretty confident in primetime Baker. Yes. Same. I really do think that this could end up being one of those playoff games for the ages. This can really turn out to be something that Browns fans and Steelers fans alike will look back on and just go, wow, what a game. I think it's building to that point. I think the NFL understood that. I think that it being at 8:15 on Sunday night is not a coincidence. It is the best game out of all of them, I believe, that is going to be played. That's just my personal opinion. Rivalry-wise, history-wise, just the way the teams match up against each other. Old versus new. Old and beat up and sore versus new, young, and hopefully fresh and COVID-free. So unbelievable that we're even getting to this point. Unbelievable. 11 wins. 11 wins. I can't get over that. They won 11 games.
From the start of last year to this year, what a flip. And again, 18 years. It was a lot. Why they needed to win this game, for how all these videos came out, for how we all felt, for how you've seen the team play tight. This is it's just so good that they won this game, because it really flips and it really helps move this team forward. This team has got a lot of talent. This team has a lot going for it. This team is in a good position to win from years to come. That's why this weekend's game, you want to win. Of course we all do. We all want to win, and we'll get into what can happen in this game. But this game more turns into excitement. I'm very excited about Sunday night. I can't wait for Sunday night, 8:15. Can't wait.
Just to run over some of these numbers again. Baker Mayfield, 17 of 27 for 196, a touchdown and no interceptions. He's only thrown 2 interceptions since November, since the beginning of November on. 2 interceptions. Nick Chubb, 14 carries, 108 yards, average 7.5, almost 8 carries, 8 yards a carry with a touchdown.
Such a good player.
Baker averaged almost with him 7+ yards, 44 yards total on 6 carries for Baker. Kareem Hunt, 10, 37 at 3.5. And then, of course, Jarvis Landry with his 3-yard touchdown. Higgins led in receiving with 2 receptions that were big receptions. So 55 yards for him, 27.5 average, obviously. Jarvis Landry, 5 catches, 50 yards. And then Hooper had himself a beautiful touchdown. What a great, just perfectly executed play. Everyone's thinking it's going right. And Hooper snuck out to the left, wide open touchdown. Gorgeous play. Couldn't have drawn it up any better than that. When you're looking at the defense, we already talked about Phillips, and we talked about Ronnie Harrison being out there for every snap. That was big for them. The Browns overall, they held the ball probably for 5 more minutes, just about 4 or 5 more minutes than the Steelers throughout that game, 32-10 to 27, almost 28 minutes for the Steelers. And that interception that was thrown by Mason Rudolph turned into a touchdown for the Browns. That was a big play in this game. That interception, it turned into 7 points for the Browns. You can't overstate it. That was a big mistake for Mason Rudolph. Loved it.
For next week, the Browns are going to have to do something about what they're going to do against Claypool and what are you going to do against Juju Smith-Schuster. Because those two guys, Jackson did a great, admirable job. They're going to have to figure out things on what to do, because if the Steelers want to, they just threw the ball up to Claypool.
It's more than him. I mean, Deontay Johnson, when he's not dropping the ball, is really good too. And the same thing can go for Washington sometimes. I mean, Washington's.
But Claypool,
he had a quiet day though. But I think watching out for Deontay Johnson. Juju Smith-Schuster, I don't think has even had a 100-yard game this season. Maybe one. So.
Yeah, but he's really good. I think Schuster and Claypool are the stars. I know Washington's got numbers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know Washington's got numbers, but talent by wise. But I get why they throw to Schuster. He catches everything, and Claypool's just a star. I mean, he's a star. I saw him in Notre Dame. They're going to have to do something better with that. The great news for the Browns is I think Mason Rudolph played every bit as good as Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger made a few more throws, sure, but you did not have your team practicing, so I think that equated itself out. This was a great warm-up game for the Browns. I know the Steelers were sitting a bunch of people. You're going to hear this. You didn't play the varsity team. Fuck them. They played hard. They played really well at times in this game. And it was a good warm-up for the Browns.
And let's not forget, the Steelers just lost to a fucking backup team, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? So,
hey, look,
shit.
Look. The Browns had all the pressure in the world. It now flips. The Steelers have to win this game this week. Have to. They're at home. This could be Ben's last swan song. You have to win this game. Have to.
The one stat that I do want to throw out there that I don't like is the fact that the Steelers had 4 sacks, and that was without TJ Watt. That was without some of their guys defensively.
Steelers have been doing this.
They've got 4. That is not good for the Browns. When he cannot have 4 more sacks in this coming game. Can't do it. And we didn't even bring the we only came front 4 defensively. I didn't see a lot of blitz, schemes or anything like that for the Browns, which really surprised me, considering how thin they were and how all you have to do is get Mason jittery and he'll throw an interception. He's not the greatest. I was surprised, but anyways, they've got to flip that. They got to find a way to flip it and reverse it.
All right, let's get to Joe Woods. I am still not wowed by him. To your point, I'm still not to the point where it's like, wow, like he's making a big difference here. Like, why not throw more blitzes? Why not try to get to the quarterback? Why can't we stop the run? The Steelers can't run the ball a year. All of a sudden, they're run the ball against the Browns again.
Well, there was a time, once again, Mac Wilson went flying at someone in the backfield, hit him, and he bounced right off, and it was such a bummer because he didn't wrap up and make the tackle. Could have been a loss. It could have been a loss of 2 or 3 yards, and it ended up being a gain of 2 or 3 yards. It was ridiculous.
Mac Wilson and Mitchell struggled a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell struggled a lot. I thought Mitchell had a really.
And I will say this, Andy, there are those who would argue that this Browns defense is overachieving. And that Woods is getting more out of some of these guys than not. And it's going to take 2 more seasons to get their defense where they actually want them. I don't know. I don't know how valid that argument is.
I think that's low expectations. That is old Browns chatter. Well, they just got their shoes on and they're okay. I mean, we can't. The Steelers have not ran the ball all year. Connor was running the ball pretty nicely at times. They have not. The Browns couldn't get pressure couldn't get anything on Mason Rudolph. And on the flip side of the ball, it's been 20 years. It doesn't matter who's on the corner. The Steelers get to the quarterback for the Browns. And it happened again yesterday. That is, they're going to have to put in an extra tight end. If you got to keep Hunt back there to block, I mean, you can Janovich, whatever. You cannot allow that to keep happening. We're
going to come in and break down the game. I believe Thursday evening. We're going to do the Browns Steelers playoff preview show. And I believe we're going to do that at 8. Are we doing it at 8:00, 8:30 this coming Thursday?
Cavs play at 8, so it's going to be a little earlier, but not too much.
Okay. So probably it'll be like this. It'll be another show around 5:30, 6 o'clock is what we're probably going to end up doing.
That's tough. Yeah, 6:37. Look, it's just because the Cavs are on, and we know people want to watch Cavs. But look, here's the big thing again about the Browns in this game. They won and they are in. To nickel and dime it, I think Joe Woods has got to do a better job scheming against the Steelers. I don't think he's using all of his abilities here. I don't think he's using all of his players. You throw more blitzes. You can blitz. I'm not saying blitz every down, but my God, you can blitz more. If they were holding off till next week, I'll do the same thing as Jared said. Hey, maybe they didn't want to show too much and they're saving some stuff for the following game in Heinz Field. We'll see. Okay. But he's got to throw more blitzes and stuff the Browns have been leaking oil against the run all year. Jared, I don't want to see that anymore. They've got to stop Connor and Snell. I mean, this is the 32nd ranked rushing offense in the league.
I mean,
it's no, Jared. No, they're 32nd. The Bengals stopped them. Why can't we stop them?
I mean, didn't we kind of stop them? I mean, they didn't. You're talking about 9 carries for 37 yards for Connor.
No, they ran more than that.
No, they didn't. I mean, overall, they had four different people running the ball. I mean, total, I don't even know that they rushed for 100 yards.
But they ran the ball.
67, 74, 84. They rushed for 85 yards total, and that's with one Mason Rudolph 1 yard carry, too. Now, dude.
But Connor ran 4 yards a carry. I mean, why is he running 4 yards a carry? I mean, come on. Can't get it under 3. Come on. I mean, it's
all right.
Look. All I know is this. They've got to do a tighter job to win in Pittsburgh. Got to do a tighter job.
Yes. I think it's going to come down to turnovers. I think, can we get Ben to throw 3 of them? I think that can happen. I really think
it's play much better.
They're going to have to. The secondary.
I think the Browns need to score 30-plus points to win this game.
But here's the other beautiful thing is we know the Browns can score 30-plus.
Again, they can. There's no doubt. Here's another one I'll go to on this game. Another big thing in this game. People are going to be surprised by this comment. Get Nick Chubb in the game as much as possible. That kid is a winner. He is ready to go off. Just light the Roman candle and stand back and let the fireworks go. That's all I'm going to say. 25 carries, that's fine. I like that. I will say I like how the play call is more equal in this game. I thought that was nice to see. They did a nice job with that. And again, Baker did. I know it wasn't sexy. I thought Baker played really well in this game from what it was.
Second half, Baker was just hungry. Really hungry Baker. Second half, Baker really was it. It was great.
I thought the times where he wasn't completing the balls was more than wide receivers, less on him. I just thought he really, really played well in this game. I just didn't. So great to see.
Hooper doesn't have many yards after catch either.
Loves a good fall down. Loves a good fall down.
He does. I mean, I will say there was a pass early to the outside that was a very nice reception and run down the right sideline. But other than that, yeah, he falls a lot on those.
I'll say
dive for him.
Guy does. There's a banana peel all over where he's standing at all times. All that to be said, there's a lot to get. There's a lot from this game that's positive again. I know Vernon's out for the year. I know Donald Peoples-Jones more likely will be out. But to get Sendejo back, I know people are going to giggle. You do need players back on defense. To get Sendejo back, to get Goodson back, which should be happening, which is good.
You're going to need to be able to rotate those guys out.
Yes, the possibility of even having someone in a game like Goodson and or Denzel Ward would be a huge help in this game. The Browns could use a normal week. Hopefully the COVID's out. And again, one more thing. Something that needs to be stated. Callahan has been talked about on this podcast by a lot of people, so I'll bring it up here. They did not have Callahan. And kudos to, I guess Treader was like the pseudo offensive line coach or a game coach was said. So anytime they would huddle, J.C. Treader would be playing like a player's manager coach, or like he'd be breaking down things that he'd be seeing on the chalkboard. So the Browns did a lot of hustle and bustle in this game. A win is a win is a win. It was great to see, and you can't say it's enough. I let it off the show. This exercised a lot of demons. It took a lot out. It's good to see.
You reminded me. You reminded me of this, and that's basically there's a Jason Lloyd quote out of The Athletic where he basically said that Stefanski's job was to come here and exercise demons and dumbasses.
Yes,
20 years of demons and dumbasses, and I thought that was put perfectly. So shout out to you, Jason Lloyd. Demons and dumbasses have been exercised. Go Browns in the playoffs with a 24-22 victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. And get ready, folks, primetime football, 8:15 Sunday night. Woo! Woo! Can't believe it. Can't believe it.
And then they're gonna take a short cat nap for most of you. Then you're gonna wake up
very short.
On January 11th. It's a special day for all of us. And then it's gonna be even specialer. Boy, I'm tired.
More specialist.
It's going to be a unique event because it's like a rubber ball. You're just going right back to Bama, Buckeyes. What happened to Clemson?
Yeah, what happened to Clemson? What happened to
Clemson.
Clemson?
Look, we talked about it on post-game Instagram. I'll get right to it. They did. You talk about emotion. Kudos to the Buckeyes. They played up. Justin Fields lives in lore after this game.
That's right, dogs barking like crazy.
That's
Listen,
right, dog.
It's not a Cleveland and Beyond podcast if you don't hear dogs barking for no reason in the show.
No. And they got upset by number 11. That's right, Marissa McCool. That's right. Let me just say this: that by 11. Let me just say though, that performance by Justin Fields,
22 of 28, 385 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Beautiful game.
And just dropping dimes.
Played really well. Just played really well.
And Trace Furman is like something else. Ohio State's not rushing the ball that well this season.
Remember those articles? Written by the same Athletic publication. I love the Athletic, but that writer
was wrong. I know.
He's been. I've not agreed with a lot of this. There you go, Manny Blasdell, 1,280 on that game, baby. Facebook, love it.
Congratulations.
Here's the thing about that game too. This is a similar game for Ohio State as I feel like it is for the Browns. They beat Clemson. They're going to be the heavy underdog. There is a wild rumor that I forget the kid's name off the top of my head. For Alabama might be coming back. Their wide receiver got hurt earlier this year. They're reporting he might be playing now.
Wow.
I forget his name. Oh, wow. The wide receiver who's just unbelievably talented is a top 10 pick in the draft. Bama's got a lot going for it. Devontae Smith and Harris and Mac Jones. It is a powerful combo.
Oh, you're talking about Jalen Waddle.
Waddle. That's the name. There's a lot of talent on this field. Alabama's very, very good. It's a machine.
Cool.
It is the tide roll.
Cool.
They can score at any moment. They can flick on a switch and score.
Yeah.
The greatest thing is in this game, though, is
their pass defense is worse than Clemson's. I just want to highlight that too.
So, as I was going to mention, the Tide is not the standard Tide defense. It's more of a generic Tide, like you'd buy like at a Costco.
It's a Tide Pod.
It wouldn't even be a Tide Pod. It's too nice. It'd be like it'd be like Tud, Tude.
It's off-brand
Tud. Yeah, Tud. it's just Tud. It's a Tud defense. It's not as good. They really don't have any stars on defense. You can score against the Crimson Tide. My point is, Ohio State, if they can do what they do on offense, they'll be right there. They're going to have to keep up because Alabama won't score. I know Ohio State defense did some things. I'm telling you, Alabama's going to score points in this game. They're going to score points. But Ohio State can score. And if Ohio State can get Sermon going again and they can keep up, they'll be just fine. And they can get this in a close battle. They have a chance to win. We all know that. The only thing I just wanted to foresee is I really do think Bama is going to score points in this game.
What I loved about this Clemson game was that Fields looked as good as he's looked all season. He was accurate. You can see the difference when Olave's on the field with the rest of their wide receivers because Garrett Wilson wasn't even the guy. Jeremy Ruckert had 2 touchdowns. Jameson Williams had a touchdown and 3 receptions for 62 yards. So, I mean, this is just showing you that having Olave back on the field makes a huge difference for them, for those wide receivers, the way that they can change it around.
Olave,
spread it around. Yeah. It makes all the difference. And that was Olave's biggest game of the season.
The other thing in this game, which they don't have to worry about so much with Jones, but they needed to with Lawrence, is they kept him in a box. I was just blown away by how Ohio State kept Lawrence in a box. That's where you really set it going because it's a chain reaction for Clemson. If you take Lawrence out, ATN doesn't play well. ATN didn't play well. ATN really did not make.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, if you look at Trevor Lawrence's numbers, he was 33 of 48 for 400 yards, but only 2 touchdowns.
But again, Clemson does their thing with Trevor Lawrence when he's running around the field and he opens up the field. When you keep him in a box, it's normalized quarterback play.
And limiting ATN was huge.
And again, here's the one thing I would really question about Clemson and ATN. How come he can't play well if Trevor Lawrence isn't running around the field? Because ATN just disappears when Trevor Lawrence doesn't play well. I mean, he just disappeared.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Trevor Lawrence might have thrown for 400 yards, but you can tell he didn't have a great game because he had 10 carries for negative 1 yard.
Nothing. The other key thing in this game too, it was 7-0 early, quick 3 and out for the Bucs, and Lawrence. For everything we just said, and Lawrence is number 1 pick. He deserves to be. He's a very talented player. He's very, very good. Boy, Lawrence had a big opportunity. Man was open. He missed him on 3rd down. And I thought that was another play, Jared. Clemson normally would hit those plays. They didn't hit them as they normally did. They weren't as fluid as they did. And it just felt like they were a tick off. And, I thought the way Dabo Swinney acted that whole 48 hours, and obviously the whole week leading up, was ridiculous. And it finally bit him in the ass. He got a lot of humble pie.
His dumb ass still got on the screen and sat there and said, "No, I don't regret saying it." Okay. All right, dude. Have fun. All right, dude. You don't regret saying it? We're going to make you regret that you said it. We're going to rub your nose in it for the entire year. We're going to. We're going to.
Yes, Manny, I will see you after the game. I'm watching it too. See you on official Cleveland Sports. This Buckeye win was legendary. This Buckeye win was great. This Buckeye win healed a lot of wounds, as it did for us Browns fans going to the playoffs. It healed a lot of wounds. This was a healing start. Boy, 2021 coming in hot.
I never expected them to win this game. I said it last week, Andy. I said it on the podcast. I don't know how they win this game. And sure enough, okay, I underestimated how good this Buckeyes offense could be because I forgot, because I haven't seen this Justin Fields in a while. I haven't seen Chris Olave like that in a while. I mean, it was good. It was everything you could have wanted as a Buckeyes fan. Like, oh yeah, I forgot that Justin Fields is probably going to be a top 10 draft pick and was in the Heisman conversation. You forgot about Olave, who's going to be a star in the NFL.
Absolute star. Olave is a star. Kevin Atkins, I see you there on Facebook. Good to see you. Happy 2021 to you. What do you guys think the score would have been Clemson playing Alabama on Saturday? Honestly, now after watching Clemson play, it really makes me wonder if Clemson had a really weird year, as we all did as teams and sports and whatever else. So Clemson's not unique.
Well, they're clearly better because they played more games than the Buckeyes, right?
Clearly. But the ACC did not have a good bowl run.
0-6.
So I don't know. I think Clemson is what they were. I think Ohio State was better, much better team, and I think it could have been a blowout. Alabama has enough offense where they can put 50 on anybody at any time. They have that kind of potent offense. They are that good. But Ohio State has the athletes. Ohio State played so much better in defense, and Ohio State can control and can run good offense. And I know people don't want to hear this, and it is Nick Saban, so whatever. Sarkisian leaving the week up to this game is never an easy thing, even for Coach Saban. He's taking that Texas gig. If you don't think Sarkisian is getting pulled every left, he's getting pulled a lot. That's a big hire. It's a big job. That's not a week where you're going to sit there like, hey, I'll be back in Austin. No. As soon as you get that Longhorn gig, you're going to get pulled.
Bye.
You're going to start getting pulled. I mean, I know he's coaching the game, and I know everybody says, I'm just being honest. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. Saban's a pro. Saban will be okay, but it is a distraction.
I love the fact that the Buckeyes are the underdogs. It's always my favorite way to be. Them, like the Browns, can show up and give me the happiest 40th I could have ever asked for.
Ohio State winning is definitely in play. And we'll talk about it more on Thursday night, but it's definitely in play. But I want to hit it again on this game. Kudos to Justin Fields. When he took that shot, there's been so many times where a guy can't get up, or if for various reasons he's hurt and they can't play. Justin Fields played such a gutty game. And Sermon, tip of the cap. What a last 2 games you have had, sir. Sermon,
he was a kid that you thought was just going to disappear and slide off into the night. And he, out of nowhere, after the transfer, and he just never panned out of nowhere, the kid is one of the most electric running backs I have seen in a long time.
He and Nick Chubb set the tone for the game. Fields won the game, there's no doubt. Sermon set the tone. That touchdown and that running with his legs calmed that game down real quick. Sermon really did. I mean, just kudos.
Well, the fact that when you've got dual attack This isn't a Buckeyes team that can only throw the ball. This isn't a Buckeyes team that can only run the ball. We've seen plenty of those Buckeyes teams in the past that only run the ball. Now you have a true dual threat on offense with him running the ball and with Fields throwing and with those wide receivers led by Olave, that yes, they are going to have to score touchdowns if they are going to stay in this national championship game, and it is very much possible. Again, Andy and I are going to talk about it on Thursday. We'll break that game down too.
Big win for Ohio State. Big win. I thought there was so much pressure in this program for that, and kudos to Ryan Day. That is his first huge, big-time win.
I told you how I feel about that guy.
Well, you're right. Is that was a show me game, boy.
Hey, let's just throw these rumors out there too to anyone who cares. Urban Meyer apparently eyeballing $12 million if he's going to coach in the NFL. So, a very doable number for the Jags. We'll see if it happens. Is Urban going back to the NFL? Will his daughters want to choke his brains out? Well, only time will tell. We'll
have to see. That's a tempting gig for him.
Yeah. Is he gonna break it? Is he gonna break it on Best Fridays in Football? Is he gonna tell us? You gonna tell us? No, of course not. It's a secret. That's okay. Keep it that way. Andy, that's about it, brother. We've wrapped up both of these games. The Cavs are on 4-2, and they are rolling right now. So, I don't know what else you really want to cover at this point. Are you still feeling like you're feeling? How are you? Are you in a better place? Are you sad? Emotional? Are you?
You know what I'm feeling right now? This is in real life in a podcast. I try to do this around Cavs games, and I have like 5 people call me at the same time.
Well, it's funny. My wife literally just
right now. My face is not. I'm done with emotion. I love this game. I loved all this.
Well, I'm getting a message right now from my wife saying she needs the internet in 20 minutes. This is this is the beauty of
what I think we're getting messages. This time to go. This was what a great day for being a Browns fan. Real quickly, that Cavs win on Saturday night was such a wonderful win. It gets lost, and it's okay to understand it. Buckeyes, Browns, it's understandable. That win on Saturday night was a huge win. Without Okoro, without Kevin Porter Jr., without Kevin Love.
They're both out tonight too.
Yeah, for them to win that game like that. Exum on defense, Colin Sexton, it was said by Dwayne Wade and others, he is taking his game to another level. I thought that too, but I don't want to undersell this. JaVale McGee's leadership and what he set the tone within the third quarter playing defense cannot be understated. McGee is a great leader on this team.
Absolutely.
Like Olivier Vernon is like McGee. Jared, you're going to hear this from me. You cannot trade McGee. Can't.
Well, the way that, again, McGee is another one of those locker room guys. The Cavs shared a video of him getting the team fired up and basically put some funny audio over it saying, we can't play what he's saying right now, but we can promise you that it's very, motivating.
That guy's Cleveland. That guy is so Cleveland.
Yeah.
McGee is awesome. I love it.
Even Andre Drummond's is super Cleveland too, cheering for the Browns. Everybody,
I love this.
Bieber, the Biebs was throwing the Browns some love.
Yes. We're gonna do a whole lot of Cavs. I just don't want to undersell it. It is so good how they're playing right now. And they will be on Earth soon, but they are playing good. I know you got to go and I got to run too. Real quickly, did Kevin Atkins, Dabo said the Steelers are the best team in the NFL. Thank you. I'm sure he did. Kevin Atkins was good humor. Fucking Dabo. Eating donuts on the set before the biggest game of your life with a college game day gang.
Hickory dickory dock. Did you watch that stupid TikTok?
It's all dumb. He had a lot of Freddie Kitchens in him last week.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was very Freddie. It was very Freddie Kitchens. Have fun with that, Clemson.
Enjoy. It's now my turn. I actually have to run.
Time to go. We are brought to you by Waiting for Next Year. Check them out. Original Cleveland sports reporting at waitingfornextyear.com. Check us out on Twitter. Follow @CLE and Beyond, @CLE and Beyond. Shoot us an email Andy and Jarid, Jarid @gmail.com. And of course, after any of these games, Cavs games, Browns games, we'll be doing it for the Indians somehow. I don't know if we're doing 162 of them, and for the Buckeyes eventually coming up at Official Cleveland Sports. There's times where we basically do a whole other podcast. We're right there, just hanging out, chilling, enjoying the win or suffering miserably with you over the loss. At Official Cleveland Sports is the handle right there on Instagram. We are also brought to you soon to be official with Evergreen Podcasts. Anything else? Any final words, Andy?
Let's do this one time. Does everybody watch Dead Poet Society do a yelp? Woo! See you on Thursday. Get ready, fucking Steelers. We're coming for you. Go Browns.
He's Andy Billman.
I'm back.
I'm Jared Watson.
Watching videos, got my tears on. I don't cry.
It's okay if you cry. I am a known crier, and yet I really didn't cry that much yet.
No,
surprising.
I did.
I've been a little more stoic than I am normally.
I had my Stuart Smalley from Saturday Night Live. I was touching my feelings.
That's okay. You need to be. That's why women live longer. It's one of the main reasons. If men were a little more in touch with their feelings, took care of themselves a little bit better, they wouldn't act out and project and do dumb things and get themselves killed. That's why.
True.
Well, it is what it is. Take care, everybody. Talk again soon. Go Browns! Playoffs, baby. Playoffs. Listen, when you see people on the street, just greet them like this. Playoffs.
Playoffs.
How do I say good morning to my entire family? Playoffs.
Playoffs.
How do I say good night to my kids? Playoffs.
Playoffs.
I will be doing that.
What are we doing 8:15 Sunday? What are you 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 doing? What are you going to be doing 8:15 Sunday? What are you going to be doing 8:15 Sunday? What are you going to be doing 8:15 Sunday? That's right. All right.
11 wins, playoffs. And if they're like all, I just want to say this. There were some old Browns comments in our feed today. We ignored them. We're not gonna. No, you've lost your seat at the table. You no longer get to speak.
You did.
You no longer get to speak. 11 and 5 playoffs. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye. Playoffs. Old Browns gone. Playoffs. Oh, you want that video, don't you?
All right, I gotta go.
Take care. Bye.